Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited today, per usual, to get into this video. If you're new here, I'm Amanda and I do curly hair content and I throw in a little bit of lifestyle sometimes so you guys can get a feel for who I am and a little bit more about my personality. As you can tell by the title, today we're going to go over my most asked curly hair questions and get down to the bottom of everything you need to know about all things curly hair. Curly hair can be so complicated if you don't know where to begin with your curly hair journey. So that's what I'm here for. Let me simplify it for you. I have a couple different sheets of questions that I wrote down just from some of my videos on Instagram and TikTok. I'm gonna try to go over as many as I possibly can with you guys today. And of course, if you guys have any other questions, drop them below in the comments and I'll try to get them as well. Let's get into it. Number one is, how do I sleep with curly hair? This is a big one in my comment section, and this is arguably one of the most important things to know about curly hair. If you're not sleeping with your curls correctly, then you're gonna end up having to wash your curls and style your curls every single day, and all that's doing for you is drying your curls out. So it's extremely important to make sure you have a good nighttime routine for your curls in order for them to last longer and stay hydrated. Every night I always wear, it's either a silk or a satin bonnet. I'll have it linked below. I got it on Amazon. I will not sleep without my bonnet. That is like the key. And if you are sleeping without a bonnet, you need to make sure that you have either a silk or a satin pillowcase. When you use the basic pillowcase that most people use, it creates friction on your hair and that's what makes it frizzy. So investing in a good silk or satin pillowcase or a silk or satin bonnet is going to do wonders for your curls. Number two, what are my favorite curly hair products? I've tried so many different hair products. And I just did a video on my favorite affordable curly hair products if you guys want to check that one out. But I would say Not Your Mother's is an amazing brand, especially for beginners and something that's affordable. Their products are super good, super affordable. I love almost every product in their product line, so you really can't go wrong. If I had to pick one, it would be their gel. Rizzo's Curls is a little bit more expensive than Not Your Mother's, but that's also one of my top favorite curly hair brands. Definitely check them out. Number three, what is my curl type? I don't know why this is my least favorite question, just because I don't know what my curl type is. Let me look them up. I honestly don't pay attention to my curl type because I don't think that it matters. I think if you have curly hair, you have curly hair. And there's not much relevance to curl types. But for the sake of this video, let me look up the curl types and try to give you a rough estimate on what I think it is. This is what I'm looking at. Okay. I would say maybe 3B or maybe 3C. I don't know. What do you guys think? What curl types do you guys think I have? Again, I don't really know what the relevance is to knowing people's curl types or why I get asked that question so often. I think if you're going to use a curly hair product, it's for all curl types, or if you're going to use wavy products, it's for wavy hair types. I don't really think there's much of a difference there, but if I had to guess, I would say 3B or 3C. Number four, do I get a perm or do I get my hair dyed? I don't know why I get these questions so often, but people in my comments section tend to think that I got a perm and I dye my hair, and they always ask me what color shade my hair is. My hair is completely natural. I don't get a perm and I do not color it. All natural. All I do is put hair products in it to get it to look like this. Number five, how do I get so much volume on my roots? Honestly, I just make sure I scrunch a lot. There's not a trick that I do to it, but I do have some tips that might help you. I don't necessarily always do this, but they could help you. So if you want more volume in your curls, you can use a mousse. I don't use a mousse super often because I naturally have a lot of volume in my curls as it is. Sometimes if I'm feeling like extra volume, I will use one, but definitely add a mousse into your hair care routine if you're looking for extra volume, and especially in your roots. Another thing you can do is while your curls are drying, you can take a claw clip and basically pin your curls up like this while they're drying, and that'll help lift your roots upwards. Number six, what do I do to minimize frizz? Frizz is definitely one of the biggest struggles about having curly hair because a lot of people don't want super big frizzy curls, and that's totally understandable because frizz is not my friend all the time either. There's a time and a place where it's nice to have frizzy hair, and there's a time and a place where you don't want frizzy hair. So some things that I do to minimize frizz is Again, sleeping good, making sure I have a good nighttime routine for my curls. That's going to minimize a lot of friction and a lot of frizz when I'm sleeping. Number 2, I make sure I have enough water in my curls when I'm styling them. If you don't have enough water in your curls when you're styling them, it's gonna create something called wet frizz. And if your hair is frizzy when it's wet, it's going to be frizzy when it's dry. Or if you have too much product in your curls when they're wet, they'll also get frizzy. So you just want to make sure that your curls are holding enough water. Curly hair tends to lean on the drier side versus straight hair typically gets a lot more oily. So making sure your curls are hydrated is going to definitely minimize a lot of that frizz. Again, frizz goes hand in hand in the products that you're using as well. If you're getting a lot of frizz with your styling products, it could be because they're drying out your curls a little bit, and you might want to switch them up to products that are a little bit more hydrating for your curls. Number 7, do I need expensive products or can I use drugstore products? Again, like I mentioned earlier, I just did a video on my favorite affordable drugstore products. Go ahead and check that out. Personally, I don't think that you need expensive hair products to have good curls. Everything that I use on a day-to-day basis is pretty much affordable. I really don't own that many expensive hair products besides maybe some wash products, but as far as my styling products go, they're all something you can typically buy in stores like Walgreens or Target. Number 8, this kind of goes hand in hand. How many styling products do I need? I would say bare minimum, you either need a curl cream or a leave-in, one or the other, and a gel. Those are the bare minimum products that I would say to buy. Everything else, like an oil or a styling brush or a diffuser, all those extra products aren't necessarily needed. It's just an extra bonus on getting your curl routine just a teeny bit better. But if you're on a budget or you don't want to buy a ton of products, then I would definitely recommend starting off with a leave-in, a curl cream, and or a curl cream and a gel. Number 9, do I think curl training works? Yes, I do to an extent think curl training works. Me personally, I've seen a lot of changes in my curls over the years on learning how to style them. And on one hand, I think it has to do with the products that I'm using. But on another hand, I think it's the consistency of how I'm styling my curls every day that's manipulating a little bit of the curl pattern or helping them form in different ways. So yes, to an extent, I do think curl training works. I just think you need to be consistent on styling your curls in a certain way so that your hair like forms to that look, if that makes sense. Number 11, how long until I learn to love my curls? This one is so sentimental to me because I definitely used to hate my curls. I was not confident. And I wish that I had straight hair and I wish I had dyed blonde hair. So it definitely took me a long time. I would say growing up, I did not love my curls at all. I really tried. People around me would tell me how beautiful my curls were and how lucky I was to have such pretty curls, but I just did not understand the hype. I feel like it wasn't until maybe 1 to 2 years ago that I started to really love my curls. And part of the reason that I love my curls today as an adult is also because I'm on social media now and I have this huge community of women who absolutely support me and this curl journey. And I can see how impactful I am to other women around the world that have curly hair. And it's honestly just inspiring me. If I can help all of these women feel beautiful, then I should also feel beautiful as well. And I've learned as I've gotten older that I love being able to stand out from a crowd. I used to want to blend in so badly. I wanted pin straight hair and I wanted pin straight blonde hair at that. And now I am so beyond grateful that I have these beautiful red bouncy curls and I don't blend in at all. I'm so unique and I'm so different because at the end of the day, you're stuck with yourself forever. So you might as well love the person that you are and the way that you look. Number 12, what are some curly hair struggles that I still deal with today? Honestly, I don't think anybody in the world that has curly hair will ever say that they have no struggles with their curls. I think there's always going to be a time that you're frustrated with your curls because they do have a mind of their own. You can't have perfect curls every day, and that's something that I'm learning, especially because I make content and I'm so public with my hair that sometimes I feel a little hard on myself when I have a bad curly hair day because in my brain, I'm this influencer, I'm this inspiration to other women, and when my curls don't look 100% every day, I feel like I'm doing something wrong and I'm a fake on the internet, but that's just not the case. It's normal to have bad hair days, whether you have curly hair, straight hair, wavy hair, whatever kind of hair you have. It is normal to have bad hair days. And something that I keep telling myself is my curls don't have to be perfect every single day, whether or not I'm an influencer or I'm not. It's just hair at the end of the day. Like, it's not that serious. But on a positive note, number 13, what is my favorite thing about my curly hair? I feel like that one goes a little bit hand in hand in the other question that I had just answered previously. Is I love being able to stand out in a crowd. I love being so unique and so different. I think when you're a kid, you really just want to blend in. You want everybody to like you. You want to look the same. You want to be relatable. But the older you get, I think the more grateful you are that you're not like everybody else and you have something to offer that other people don't. So, love that. Number 14, how do I prevent frizz when diffusing? And also, do I diffuse or do I air dry more often? I definitely diffuse every time. I used to air dry my curls a lot because I couldn't get the hang of diffusing. Every time I would diffuse, it would cause so much frizz and it would just be a nightmare. But if you know, when you have curly hair, air drying takes forever. Like, it will take hours and hours and hours for your curly hair to dry. And frankly, I just don't have the time for that, especially because I'm making content for you guys. So a diffusing process is something you guys are super interested in. With that being said, I always diffuse. I rarely ever air dry. I couldn't tell you the last time I fully let my hair air dry. And going hand in hand with that, how do I prevent frizz when diffusing? I have multiple videos on this on my Instagram and my TikTok if you want to check those out. But to sum it up, I make sure that I have a low fan and a low heat setting, especially if you're new to diffusing. Definitely don't crank up the heat, and you want to make sure that you're going really slow with your curls. Don't really want to go fast because that's what's going to cause frizz, is having your hair flying everywhere. There's no way your curls are going to come out frizz-free when you're doing that. So definitely take it slow. Take it on a low heat and take it on a slow fan setting. Number 16, how do I refresh my curls, and do I refresh my curls every day? I do and I don't refresh them every day. It really just depends on the day and how the curls look. So when I wake up in the morning, I take my bonnet off. I basically just assess my curls. Do they need a little bit more leave-in conditioner? Do they need a little bit of a curl cream? Do I need to add a gel? Do I need to add oil? It really just goes day by day on what my curls need. And I would not sit here and say every day, this is your step-by-step routine. No matter what your curls look like, use this product and do this. You have to assess your curls every day. So sometimes I'll wake up and I won't add a single extra product to my curls, but then other days I'll wake up, I'll add a bit of water in it. Maybe I'll add a little bit of a curl cream. Maybe I'll add an oil. It really just depends on what the curls need. Bare minimum, what product I would add every day almost is probably just a hair oil, and that's just to add a little bit more shine and hydration into my curls. But again, you gotta assess the curls. Number 17, what do I ask for when I'm getting a curly haircut? I don't get layers, I don't get bangs, I don't thin my curls out. I'm really, really basic with my curl routine. I don't like doing anything drastic to my hair. Basically, I go in, I ask for a curly haircut, I have them cut it and wash it and style it. And then what I ask for shape-wise is just a soft U. I found that when I was cutting it straight across, it would grow out very unevenly, but when I get that soft U shape, it grows out a lot more smoothly. So I've been doing that for the last couple of years. 18, what curly hair trend right now is overrated? I would say influencers telling you that you need a brush to style your curls. Don't get me wrong, a brush can be helpful, but I don't think a styling brush is needed. And I think some people on the internet think that the only way they can have good curls is if they use a styling brush, and that's just not true. I would rather use my hands to style and scrunch in my curls. Number 19, gels or mousses, and which one I prefer. Honestly, I think these products are very different. I think a lot of people tend to clump them together and think gels and mousses are the same. A gel is gonna lock in your curls and give you a gel cast and really just set in those curls while they're drying. And a mousse is really there to help with styling and to add extra volume in your curls. They're not the same. A mousse can definitely lock your curls in and give you a little bit more of a hold, but it doesn't compare to a gel. A gel is definitely gonna give you a stronger hold. You can use both. I always use a gel in every curly hair routine. I don't always use a mousse in every curly hair routine. Number 20, how often do I wash my hair? I wash my curls personally every 3 to 4 days roughly. Sometimes it'll stretch it to day 5, but I usually don't let it go that long. And there's a couple different reasons. One, because I honestly just prefer to have fresh curls. I'm also creating content for you guys, so when I wait more towards 5, 6, 7 days to do a curly hair routine, I'm not filming as much, and I need to get content out there for you guys. You guys want to see reviews, you want to see styling tutorials, you want to see this, that, and the next. So waiting that long to do my curly hair routine just isn't manageable when I'm making content. Even if I wasn't making content, I just like having fresh curls personally. I found that the longer I wait to wash my curls past that day 4 mark, my scalp tends to be super itchy. The product is just sitting there and it's just drying out my curls, and I'll start to get like dandruff, or my scalp will get itchy like I mentioned. It just doesn't work. I think that's all of them. That's all of my most asked curly hair questions. I hope this was helpful. Curly hair can definitely be complicated, especially if you don't have somebody to go to ask, like a big sister or a mom or a friend. Personally for me, my mom and my sister both have straight hair. I've said this over and over again. So for me growing up, it was really hard. I didn't have somebody to look up to growing up on curly hair questions. So hopefully I can be a friend or a big sister or something for you guys to go to for curly hair questions. You can go ahead and find me on Instagram and TikTok at Amanda Pangalo. I do tons and tons of product reviews, styling tutorials, XYZ on my other channels. I think you'll find some value in checking those videos out along with my YouTube channel. But let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. Bye.